Hey, what's up guys? It's TechSumer, talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the Apple ecosystem. Yes, the Apple ecosystem. That's a very strange topic for me to talk about because I normally just talk about the individual products. But in today's video, I want to combine all of them together and explain to you what the Apple ecosystem is and why so many people like it. And so many people are stuck in it. Just like me, I gotta admit, I'm stuck on the Apple wall garden. I cannot see beyond those walls, but I gotta tell you, I'm very happy living it here. Why? Because the Apple ecosystem is really, really good. Like, there's some things that you can do on the Apple ecosystem that you cannot do anywhere else. And in today's video, I will explain to you what these things are, why they work, and more specifically, what are my favorite products inside the Apple ecosystem right now, and which products do I use, and what are the different types of purposes that every single product has inside the Apple ecosystem. So, no further ado, this is my Apple ecosystem explained 2023. So, if you are excited for this video, don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So, before you say the MKBHD made this video 3-4 years ago, I know, I've watched it. But I decided to make this video in 2023 because I know that a lot of people are now entering the Apple ecosystem and are very doubtful if they should do so and what different things they can expect. And that video is from 2019, and so I decided to make a 2.0 version since it didn't make any. And so in today's video, I will explain to you the Apple ecosystem in 2023. And what better way to start from the Apple ecosystem than the iPhone? The base of the Apple ecosystem, the brains, the power, everything, and the most important part of the Apple ecosystem. So, the iPhone. Which iPhone do I have? Well, right now, I'm using the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I've had the iPhone 14 Pro Max and returned it. Did not thought it was worth it for me. But a lot of people are now buying their first iPhone, or maybe their first iPhone in a while. One of them being the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And you are probably asking yourselves, was it a good buy? Was it not a good buy? And I gotta tell you, it was an incredible buy. The iPhone 14 Pro Max and the iPhone 13 Pro Max feature amazing ProMotion displays, amazing chassis made of stainless steel and very durable glass. These iPhones are premium, they are durable, and they last the test of time. Just because Apple likes to software update them for about 8 years. So if you bought your first iPhone, congratulations. If you don't, if it's your second, third, then keep watching this video because you will understand what things can you use and buy to take the most out of your iPhone. But going back to your first iPhone or your second iPhone, this iPhone now will enable you to enter the Apple ecosystem. What is the Apple ecosystem more specifically? Well, the Apple ecosystem is a system, an ecosystem of products that Apple sells that they work so well together that people tag them as an Apple ecosystem. These products were made and designed to work seamlessly between each other. The iPhone, you know it, of course you bought one, the iPad, the Apple Watch, the AirPods, the Mac, the HomePod. Apple has so many products in so many different categories that now, by making them work together seamlessly and by combining all of these categories together, they've made something that is completely impossible to replicate, the Apple ecosystem. No other brand has something close. I do believe that one brand that is trying to replicate the Apple ecosystem is the Google Pixel lineup, although I think it's pretty weak. They have not any tablets, or if they have one, they will release it, but it's pretty weak. Then they have no computers. They have a Pixel Watch, kind of sucks. It's their first try, so I'll give it a pass. And they have their phone. They do not have any type of good, I would say, smartwatch. The Pixel Watch sucks. They don't have any type of good tablet and no computer. They have very good home assistants, like the HomePod. You have the Google Assistant, which is the best assistant ever made. But other than that, you don't have much. Then also you have the Amazon ecosystem. But the Amazon, they have some weird phones, the Fire phones. Other than that, you don't have anything to compare with Apple's ecosystem. Since the tablets, since the Macs, since the iPhones, they don't have anything to compete with that. And then there's Samsung. Samsung, they don't make their own software, so it's very hard to compete with the Apple ecosystem. So, as you can see, by starting with the iPhone, you don't have any type of competition on the Apple ecosystem. It's just the Apple ecosystem. If you want to build your own ecosystem so you can have your benefits of an ecosystem, you only have one choice. the Apple ecosystem. And that's why you probably bought the iPhone. You were tired of everyone saying, oh, you have green bubbles, oh, you are using Android, oh, that sucks, the camera sucks, the battery life sucks. Buy an iPhone, buy an iPhone, buy an iPhone, buy an iPhone. And then you gave up, you bought an iPhone. And you are asking yourself, what is the magic of this Apple ecosystem? I cannot understand why people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on Apple products. Well, let me start this journey of the Apple ecosystem with you. First, you bought your iPhone. This has a great camera, great battery, great display. You are very happy with it. The software is reliable, simple to use, very intuitive. But you're asking yourselves, how can this simple iPhone make me spend thousands of dollars on more products? Simple. Now you are looking for different types of earbuds. Maybe your Bluetooth earbuds have gone bad or the battery is trash, and now that you switched off to the iPhone, you are wondering if you should buy AirPods. You ask your friend, another friend, and another friend. And after a while, you decide to buy the AirPods, your first pair of an Apple accessory. And you bought the AirPods, let's say the AirPods 3rd generation. You're very happy with it. They work very well, they work seamlessly, you connect to your iPhone very well. Or you can spend a little more and buy the AirPods Pro. These also are incredible. They have noise cancellation, transparency mode, they work incredibly well, they are very well built, the battery lasts for a long time, and they just connect seamlessly to your iPhone. And when you open them, you connect to your iPhone, you're like, this works like magic. Oh well, that's good. And you carry on your life. But one thing that you don't notice right away is how well they work together. But every time you pick your AirPods, you put on your ear, you don't even think about it, they connect to your iPhone. While the other seamless, not so seamless integration between Android devices and Bluetooth AirPods, they sometimes disconnect, you have to go to settings, connect them again, they don't work very well. While the Apple AirPods, they work 100% of the time. And you got rid of this annoyance on your life. Those 3-4 seconds that you spend connecting your Bluetooth to your Android every single day, they kind of add up. And you kind of forget, but it's something you cannot live without after a few months. Then this question comes in your life. You earn a little bit more money, and now you are looking to buy a smartwatch. And what do? Do you go and buy an Android smartwatch that can connect to your iPhone via an app, or you're going to buy an Apple Watch? That's an obvious question, of course. You are probably going around on YouTube searching, and everyone will tell you that the Apple Watch is the best smartwatch available. And since you have an iPhone, since you have AirPods, you want it to work seamlessly between your iPhones, your AirPods, and your smartwatch. You want it to connect like they were only one device. And you do that, and you buy an Apple Watch. And now, guys, I can tell you, you are stuck. These are the only 3 devices that I do believe are necessary to have an Apple ecosystem. You bought the iPhone, you bought the AirPods, you bought the smartwatch. That's the only thing you need to be stuck on the Apple ecosystem. Now, with your new smartwatch, things get interesting. You start using your smartwatch, you get your calls, you get your notifications, you get your messages, you get everything on your new smartwatch, on your Apple Watch. And after a while, you're addicted. You're addicted to counting your calories, you're addicted to counting your rings, closing your rings, you're addicted to all of the functionality that Apple Watch offers. Rather than being very good looking, in my opinion, the very good battery life, the seamless connection between your iPhone and Apple Watch, now you cannot live without your Apple Watch, your AirPods, and your iPhone. And now you're stuck on this endless upgrade loop. You cannot do anything rather than upgrade your devices. It's weird, I know, but now you're stuck. And using an Apple Watch is great. You have tons of features. You have the flashlight, you have the battery life, which is incredible. You have the calls, you have the messages, you can answer messages on your phone. You have so many features that you kind of forget what life is without an Apple Watch. And you already did forget about what life is without an AirPods pair and without an iPhone. And so things start to get really weird. Because now your computer, your Windows computer gets old 3-4 years later after you bought your first iPhone and AirPods and Apple Watch pair, and you are thinking, which device should I buy? Should I buy a Mac? Should I buy a Windows computer? For the first time in your life, you're asking yourself, should I switch platforms to a Mac? And you're starting going to YouTube, watching reviews, and you're starting listening to your friends that already have a Mac. And after a while you decide, F it, I will pull the trigger, let's buy a Mac and see how it is. You bought your first Mac, and now, boy, let me tell you, you're never going back. The Mac is way better than the Windows system, and after 1 month of using your Mac, you're asking yourself, how could I've ever used a Windows computer before? This is so much better. The productivity aspect, the battery life, the quality of the display, the quality of the build of the computer, everything is so much better on your Mac. And that's not it. For example, if you like to take photos on your iPhone and edit them on your computer, the AirDrop function is essential. The AirDrop is something that I did not talk about on the iPhone, but is something that I will talk about on the Mac, on the iPad. This is one of the biggest deals on the Apple ecosystem, the AirDrop capabilities. Your devices now can transfer files via Wi-Fi, via the air, between themselves. Mac, iPad, iPhone. For example, you can send files, you can send everything like websites. Something that works and works very well is AirDrop. Sometimes it's a little bit funky, and I know a lot of people like to complain about AirDrop, but AirDrop is such a miracle that it works that people don't understand how actually hard it is. And AirDrop function is probably the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things that keep people on the Apple ecosystem. Like I was telling you, AirDrop works seamlessly. You can send files, you can send websites. You can be on your website, like working on your iPad very seamlessly, like just browsing around your media device, and then you decide, oh, I want to watch it on my Mac, I want to take some notes, I want to do something different, and you can AirDrop it to your Mac and continue your Mac like it was nothing. And of course, the continuity part of this workflow is also very important, because you could be browsing your Safari on your iPhone and then open Safari on your Mac and keep browsing the same website because you have Handoff. Handoff is also a very, very powerful feature on the Apple ecosystem, something that a lot of people do not talk about, but in my opinion just makes the system integration much better, just connects all of those devices together. And Handoff is not exclusive to Safari. You can use Handoff with Apple Notes, you can use Handoff with Keynote, Pages, all of these different programs. You could be working on your iPad and then you decide you want to go for something more professional, go for your Mac. And this is something that just gives me joy, something that gets you stuck on the Apple ecosystem, something that gets you addicted. And that's why I do believe the Mac, although it's not the brains, the base, the most important part of an Apple ecosystem, I would say is something that will improve 100%, 200% your Apple ecosystem experience. It will completely make you stuck on this ecosystem. For the time you buy a Mac is the time you're never going back, because the Mac will just impress you with all of the capabilities that it has with the Apple ecosystem. The Mac, the Apple Watch, the AirPods, and the iPhone. And now you got the most important products from Apple's lineup. These four just represent most of people's ecosystem. This makes the ecosystem work 98% well, so it almost completes the experience. But after 2 years of having this ecosystem, you saved up more money, you upgrade your iPhone, and now you want to have a bigger screen where you can play games, watch media, or even take notes to university, and you decide to buy an iPad. This is the most fun part of your Apple ecosystem. The first time you buy an iPad is something special. Although it's not that powerful, it's less powerful than the iPhone and the Mac. When I say this, not in terms of performance, but what things can you do? It has a worse camera than the iPhone, it's bigger, but it has worse performance than the Mac. And it's not a computer, it's not a phone, it's something in between. I would say the iPad, it's a media device. Focused for people that like to use the Apple Pencil, for people that like to watch in-stream movies like Disney Plus, and for people that like to play games. The iPad can do it all. It's the end-all, be-all of the Apple ecosystem. The iPad can do it all. You can do note-taking, you can do video editing, you can do photo editing, you can play games, you can stream videos, you can stream movies, you can do every single thing on your iPad. Although you cannot do some things very well, like using the camera, like video editing, photo editing. It's not a perfect thing for all of those tasks, but it's a jack of all trades, master of none. You can do all of the things you can think about with a computer and a phone, but you cannot do them very well. The iPad, in my opinion, is the most, I would say, discardable part of an Apple ecosystem. When you have one, you complete the experience, but if you don't have one, you probably won't miss it. So the iPad just connects to your Mac. You can switch things between, you can send files, you can do things on your Mac and then send them to your iPad to use the Apple Pencil. It's extremely powerful to have a Mac and an iPad work together. You can use Sidecar, which is also a very cool feature where you can use your iPad as an external display for your Mac. So all of this just makes your Apple ecosystem even more stronger and powerful. And I would say, for the worst part, you are stuck even more. So be very careful when using the Apple ecosystem. You can be completely bankrupt after a while. I bought all of these products. I bought an iPhone, I bought the AirPods, I bought a Mac, I bought an iPad, I bought an Apple Watch, and I bought an HomePod. The last piece of the Apple ecosystem, the HomePod. The HomePod is something that a lot of people don't buy. And I would say it's even not that great. But when you buy one, you understand the definition of the Apple ecosystem. This device just works with Apple products. But boy, does it work well. The HomePod is something magic. It just works like magic. You bring your iPhone here to it, boom, you can paste the song from your iPhone to your HomePod. You call, hey, and it responds to you. And this thing can set up calendars, can set up meetings, can do every single thing you ask. It's like Siri lives in your home. It's weird. I have one right here, the HomePod Mini. Costs you $100. The best deal on the HomePod lineup. But you also have the bigger sized HomePod. I do not advise you buying one too expensive. But Apple been selling HomePods for a while, and I don't see a lot of people buying them, so might be the weakest link on the Apple ecosystem. But after a while, you are stuck on the Apple ecosystem, and otherwise, you don't really care if the HomePod is good or not. You just want a speaker to work with your ecosystem. And so that's where the strongest part of the Apple ecosystem is. All of the products don't need to be great. Just some of them need to be great, and all of them need to work great together. And this is the Apple ecosystem experience. Really good, really strong, but really tight together. All of the things work very well on the Apple ecosystem when you use them together, but if you remove some links to this chain, then starts to crumble after a while. The iPhone, the iPad, and the Mac might be the only 3 devices that are not tied down to the Apple ecosystem, but the Apple Watch, the AirPods, the HomePod, all of those devices are really tied down to you having an ecosystem. Because if you don't have them, the Apple Watch doesn't work with an Android phone, the HomePod doesn't work with other services, and of course, AirPods don't work like magic with Android phones. So be very careful while choosing your Apple ecosystem. You end up spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But at the end of the day, I think you will be extremely happy. This was the Apple Ecosystem 2023 explained. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think that the Apple ecosystem is still the strongest ecosystem out there? And do you think the Apple ecosystem has got me stuck? And are you stuck on the Apple ecosystem too? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, while you're there, build me your favorite Apple ecosystem. I have the iPhone 13 Pro Max, the M1 Max MacBook Pro, the iPad Pro 2018, and also have an HomePod Mini, the Apple Watch Ultra, the AirPods Pro 2, and the AirPods Max. Let me know your Apple ecosystem on the comments down below. While you're there, don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for all your support. See you next time. Bye bye.